Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about 5 things I like about Korea, or 5 things I like about living in Seoul in particular. In my other video, we talked about 5 things I don't like about Korea and 5 things I thought could be improved about living in South Korea, but I want to go to the other side and talk about some things I do like about living here because I do think there are a lot of benefits to living here. So number one, I think the service is really, really great. I think compared to Western countries like USA or Europe, things can be done very, very slow over there. And people are not as efficient as they are in Korea. I think people here are very, very efficient. They do things very, very fast. And for example, in the US, if you're applying for a bank account, it might take weeks to get your bank card. It might take weeks to get your internet, get like new glasses or a driver's license, or just basically any kind of service is going to be a little bit slower, and things are actually mailed to you. Like I haven't really seen like things really get mailed here, but yeah, in the US, people still use snail mail, like for a driver's license or something, or for applying for a credit card. They get mailed to you, and you have to wait a few weeks for that. But in Korea, you just get it right away. You get it on the same day. Like I got my glasses, well, before when I was wearing glasses, I got my glasses like 30 minutes here. It would take like 2 weeks in Canada or US to get that. Um, and yeah, you just get things done very fast. Internet you can get here like 1 day, 2 days. You can get things like, for me, I got like a place, finding apartment. I got an apartment, and within the same week, you can even get it like just within 2 days, like 1 or 2 days, when you look for an apartment, if you really want to find one that fast. So that's how fast you can do things here. You can do it pretty fast. And for people that don't like waiting for stuff, they don't like waiting for service, then Korea is very, very good because they take like so fast to do things. It's very, very, very efficient. People here work very hard. So that's why things get done very fast. Also, in general, I think if you go to a restaurant or any kind of service place like bar, restaurant, hair salon, some kind of thing that has service, clinic or hospital, people are very, very friendly, very pleasant to deal with, and they're very, yeah, they're just very, very efficient at doing things. They're all about business, so you won't hear any small talk. Like if I go to the US, people generally they take time. Like some people take time in to talk to people, to make small talk, and it takes up a lot of time. So if you don't like that, like if you don't like waiting in line or stuff, then Korea is definitely better because it's just like go, yeah, come and go, come and go, come and go, just do it. Like no small talk or anything, so you don't have to wait in line waiting for that guy to chat with the receptionist or whatever. So that doesn't happen in Korea, so you just get things done. So if you go to a bank or wherever, you can just go straight to, you don't have to wait very long, and just go straight to a receptionist, talk about what you want to do, and they'll get it done. So it's very, very fast, good service, very pleasant to deal with. No tips or taxes here, so you don't have to pay any of that, which I like because I really don't understand why we had to pay tip. Especially since that tip is supposed to be optional, but it essentially is mandatory. If you don't pay tip, then it reflects bad on you when you're in Europe or US. So you have to yeah, you have to pay tip, and that's kind of stupid because tip is supposed to be optional. But yeah, no tip or taxes here. Whatever you see on whatever amount of money that you see on the product in a store, that's how much you're paying. You're not paying anything other than that. So that's very easy to figure out. It also makes paying the bills in a restaurant much easier to deal with. All right, so that's number one. Number two, I like the transportation here. I think transportation is very, very good. Like this is probably the best transportation I've encountered. I've been to Japan. I've been to Canada, U.S., China. So I've been to Tokyo subway, Shanghai subway, New York subway, but Korea subway, Seoul subway is actually, I think, is the best. It's always on time. You have like lots of different apps you can use to help you find the right subway. You can have like monitors in the subway station telling you exactly where the train is, what station it's at, and how fast it's moving. So you know exactly when it's gonna get here. And yeah, subways are always very clean. Like in the subway train in like New York City, for example, is kind of dirty, but or even in Toronto, Toronto subways not very good at all. That's probably one of the worst. But yeah, New York subway or something, they're very, very dirty. But Korea's Seoul subway is very, very clean, and people are like they're generally well mannered, so you won't have any loud people on the subway unless there's some Chinese tourists or something. No, but Koreans in general are very, very well mannered. So it's very nice. And unlike in Japan, when I went to Japan, I couldn't really understand some of it because some of the subways, transportation lines, or stations they have in Japanese. They don't have English, and plus it's very confusing because there's so many lines, and some lines like the JR line and in Tokyo and the other metro line or whatever, they're actually two different stations, but the same station name, but they're two different kinds of stations. So you have to like actually go to physically walk between the two different stations. It's very, very confusing. Whereas in Korea, everything you can just find in that one station. Just go to one subway station, you can find what line you're going to, and all the lines are numbered from like 1 to 9, and there's going to be a 10th one, I think, soon. 1 to 9, plus there's other subway lines that go to the airport and stuff, and to other parts of outside of Seoul, but you really need to use those that often. But anyways, it's very easy to find out which station you're going to, and plus you have it laid out on the map in the app, so it's very easy to use, very convenient, very easy to figure out. In Japan, I couldn't even tell, like, or in Tokyo, I couldn't tell what line. It was like some kind of Japanese word line. It's not very easy, but Korea just numbered. So I like the transportation here. And you can find taxis and buses everywhere. If you don't like to take the subway, you can find a bus line. It can take you pretty much anywhere, or taxis are fairly cheap compared to Western countries. So you can take a taxi pretty much any time of the day. So that's also really good. So yeah, I like transportation, and also living here is fairly cheap, I think, compared to other big cities. If you live around Gangnam, it can be a little bit more expensive, but if you live around the other areas, then I think compared to New York or San Francisco or Tokyo or Shanghai, compared to other global cities, Seoul's not that expensive to live in. So yeah, that's a little bit of an aside, but yeah, that was number 2. Number 3, the women here are very feminine. I think I've done a video ranting about how I don't like modern feminism. I think all the women in the Western society seem, especially like on social media, seems like they want to be like guys. They don't want to be feminine. They don't want to be women. They want to be just really, really tough, masculine, independent. But in Korea, every girl that I see here is very, very feminine. They dress very feminine. They act very feminine. Haven't really seen any tomboys here. There's not that many. Even girls with like really, you won't see many girls with like really short hair or dressed like guys. You know, not really. Although you will see it in China or Taiwan or some other Asian countries, but not in Korea. I haven't really seen any tomboys in Korea. All the girls here just dress very feminine. You'll see girls wearing skirts and dresses and high heels a lot, and you'll see girls doing their makeup in subway or bus or a public area a lot, and that's just amazing. Like, and they like to do that. Like, you see like girls just walk down the street. If they're a couple, you see the girl grabbing onto the guy's hand or their arm and walking along with him, being like really like cute or loving, and I really like that as well. You don't see that as much in other countries. I mean, sometimes, but not as much as here. I think you definitely see that more here. And then women tend to do like a more traditional role. Traditionally in Korea, the women do the cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids, which is pretty amazing. I mean, it's just amazing to see, like, it's always the women here that's doing like the cooking or the housework or like stuff like that. And I've never seen like, oh, my dad cooked tonight or something. I've never heard that. All my friends always say, oh, what did your mom make for you? What did your mom do for you? What did your mom do this? Or, well, your mom must have a hard time cooking that for you or something. It's always the women doing that. So yeah, some people might think that's a very traditional view. It's traditional gender roles, just like in 1950s US, I guess. But what's important to keep in mind is that Korean girls, they like to do that. Some Korean girls like to be housewives that I've talked to. Not every girl, but some girls do want to be housewives. And girls like to be pretty here. They like to look feminine. They like to look pretty. So don't think that they're oppressed or something. No one's, well, I mean, they kind of, for some jobs and stuff, there's pressure to look pretty because you have to submit your photos for your resume, which I talked about in another video. But anyways, I'm saying that they have a choice here, and the women, they want to look pretty here. And I do think there's a little bit of a society pressure for them to look pretty, but in any case, even if when the Korean girls go to other countries, when they travel abroad, they no longer have that societal pressure to look pretty, and they still do. I see a lot of Korean tourists, they look just as feminine as they do in Korea. So they dress like totally, you know, just as feminine as they do in Korea. So that's what makes Korean women different, is that they really want to be like feminine and girly, and the way they act, you know, is girly and everything. And I really like that. So that's number 3. Number 4, if you like spicy food, if you like meat especially, then Korea is very, very good. If you really dig spicy food or meat, then there's a ton, including like kimchi or spicy fried chicken, spicy pork, spicy soup. There's a lot of spicy things in Korea. So it's definitely the place to be if you like spicy food or meat. But on the other hand, if you don't like spicy food, or if you're a vegetarian, then it's kind of difficult. I know that in the market and stuff, sometimes when I go out to buy some stuff at the market, vegetables are kind of expensive. Fruit's kind of expensive, and not just generally not as available as meat is. You'll definitely see like meat everywhere else. But yeah, if you like meat, then yeah, barbecue pork, chicken, sausage, lamb, it's all here. Lots of great meat options here, and they're very delicious. So, oh, and if you like some other more exotic stuff like chicken intestines or pig feet or stuff, they have that too. Okay, and seafood as well. So that's good. Number 5 is nightlife, and nightlife is one of the main reasons why foreigners love Seoul. You have 24/7, like, yeah, you have 24-hour cafes, 24-hour cafes that open all day. You have a lot of other 24-hour establishments. You have giant, massive clubs in some places, Western, European, Asian style bars. You have like underground bars. You have places, you know, just for drinking, like Korean white wine, or like called makgeolli, and soju bars. You have these places called hofs, which are, if you see HOF, it basically is a private room to drink like soju and stuff, and basically just go drinking with people, which is awesome. And then you have the noraebangs, which are basically karaoke. So you go there with your friends, and then you usually sing while you're drunk and stuff. So it's definitely a great place for nightlife, one of the best places in the world for nightlife. A lot of foreigners prefer to go to Hongdae, which is the university area, the Itaewon, which is the foreigner district, Gangnam, which is more of an upscale shopping district. But those places all have a lot of clubs and bars and things to do at night, especially on Fridays and Saturdays. I've shown a video, I've uploaded a video already showing these places already, though not at night because my camera is not very good at taking video at night, but you can see that there are a lot of these nightlife establishments over there. Yeah, Friday and Saturday nights are often referred to as Fire Fridays or Fire Saturdays, Purugum or Purulto, and a lot of Koreans will be out there during those times, and it's just crazy. If you go out during those times, if you go around Seoul, there's so many people sometimes at these areas, like Itaewon or Hongdae at like Friday night or Saturday night, and it's just amazing. And there'll be like live music, there'll be busking. It's pretty awesome. And then Koreans party until like 6 a.m. the next day, especially young Koreans. And the alcohol here is really cheap, especially soju. Soju is the Korean alcohol, and it's very, very cheap. It's like $1, I think. Yeah, it's about $1 now. And you can drink that, you know, basically all night until you like basically throw up and stuff. But there is hangover medicine as well. So they have hangover medicine because Koreans drink so often. They pretty much need that. And the places close very late, so you can drink all night, party all night, go to different restaurants, bar hop, go clubbing, go karaoke, then cool down in a nice quaint cafe all in the same day. It's pretty awesome, and I've done that several times where I partied until like 6 a.m. but not very much these days anymore. It takes a lot out of you, but definitely for nightlife, if you're here for traveling in Seoul, and it's definitely one of the things to do. It's very, very memorable, especially if you can find like a group of people, cool people you can go with. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyways, those are 5 things I like about living in Korea or living in Seoul. And yeah, leave your comments. Hope you enjoyed this video.